What's up guys, welcome back to the Phono Guy, and in this video we are going to do a camera review of Nokia 8. And you can see that this is the Nokia 8 with 5.3 inches display and having a 554 ppi while it's running on Snapdragon 835 with 4 GB of RAM, and it's a brilliant phone, the flagship phone, first flagship phone by Nokia. Now let's simply jump into the camera and let's start with the image capturing mode. And you can see that there is a camera button in the middle, and we have to press this button and we can have different modes: the manual, bokeh effect, panorama, and beautify mode. Let's go into the manual mode and let me show you the manual mode. We have 4 different options here, and we can select the first option to bring the photo in the center, and we can also kept it in by the autofocus feature. The second button is also related to some kind of environmental effects, and in the auto white balance we have different modes. Like in different lights we can use the different buttons to have different kind of image. And next is the exposure button, and you can have increased and decreased exposure by pressing different buttons. And now let's simply move into the bokeh effect, and if you press the autofocus button you can have the slider for the bokeh effect which you can use and increase the depth of the photo which you have taken. And if we move the next, we have this camera button, and then we have the panorama. And if you want to take a panorama, press this button and take complete panorama photo by pressing this button. And in the beautify mode you can increase the sharpness of the image by beautifying it by 15 times and 20 times. And the other button is for video recording, and we have 3 different modes in the video recording: the slow-mo, time-lapse, and normal video recording, which comes in 4K, HD, and 720p. And this button is for going directly into the gallery. And now simply let's check out other features. And if you press this button on the top, you have 3 different options. Actually it tells you that which camera you are using for taking the photos, and you can change between the cameras. You can select the camera, whatever camera you want to select, and you can also select the both cameras. And next button is for the front, back, and taking the booty. And this is a booty image which I have taken on the Nokia 8, and you can see that the image on the right shows the image taken from the front camera, and image on the left shows the image taken from the rear camera. And you can see that both the images look great, and I was amazed by the front facing camera results of Nokia 8, and it was very amazing and very interesting result. And moving next, we have the timer button by which you can adjust the timer, and we have the HDR mode and the flashlight here. Now let's simply go into the settings of the camera, and there are many features in the settings of this camera, and you can press this button to know more about the different features which are present in the settings. And firstly we have the compass, and if you go back then you can see that the compass appears on the screen when you are using the camera, and it is for telling you the directions. And next up we have the altitude button, and if you press it, the altitude tag, it's also turned on. And if you go back you will see that, and if you go back you can see that it shows that how much altitude you are present on. And you also have the other feature, the level feature, and it tells you the level, the watermark feature. If you turn this feature on and next you press this button, and suppose if I add the watermark, the Phono Guy, which is the name of this channel, and I request you to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And you can see that the watermark is now present, and you can adjust the watermark by different ways. You can decrease its size, and you can also increase its size, and you can make it blurry and loose, translucent, and even opaque. And you can align it wherever you want to align. Different features are present, and you have few other options of location, temperature, and date which you can show directly on your image which you are taking. Now let me show you the image. If I take this image, you can see that the Phono Guy is appearing here, and if I snap a photo here and go into the gallery, and you can see that the watermark is present on the photo. And that's a very useful feature if you want to put a watermark on any photo you are taking, and different features which you can add. Moving next, we have the control of the watermark. You can turn it on or turn it off, and the shutter speed, which is shutter control, which is used for the burst mode. And if you press this camera button, and it takes burst photos. And if I go into the gallery to show you that it has taken burst photos, and it has taken almost more than 18 photos by just pressing for a few seconds the camera button. And going again in the settings, and if you want to take a photo, you can also take a photo by using the slider button, which is the volume rocker, and you can use it for zoom and some other features. And next we have the zoom slider, and always show on the display and go back. You can see that the slider is now present on the display, which you can use to zoom in and zoom out. And next up we have the data usage option, which is very useful in this way. If you have installed the SD card, you can use the SD card as a standard. And next up we have the resolution, and you can see the resolution of the camera is set here, and you can record videos in 4K from the front facing and the rear cameras. And next feature is very useful, and it is for live broadcasting. And if you want to reset the settings, just simply press this button and all settings will be reset. And now let's take a look at different photos which I have taken from this camera. And starting up, this is the first image which I have taken from this camera, and it looks nice, although the blur on the background is not of very good quality, but the sharpness of the image is great, and the white balance which I observed was not that good in this first image. But this image on the second number showing great details of every single thing present in the photo. You can see that every single thing is clearly showing each and every detail in the photo. And next up we have another photo which I have taken, and you can see that this photo looks very natural and every detail is present, and this too shows too many details in this photo, and it's an excellent click. And this photo shows again camera quality and the white balance. The sharpness of the images are very good. You can see that this image is of bokeh effect. You can see that the blur is very nice, although I did not put a greater blur. The blur is of very good quality, and the in focus area stands out very clearly, and it's very sharp and looks beautiful. And this one is also a bokeh effect, and you can see on the back that there is a bokeh effect, and this looks very beautiful. And this image here is taken on 1x to show you that how much detail does it show. And next up we have the 2x image, and again the results are very good. I was impressed by the results of this camera in the sunlight, although the results was not that good in the low light. The performance was very poor from the back cameras in the low light, but the front facing camera was performing very good in the low light. And next we have these bokeh feature, and these images present here are taken on the bokeh camera, which uses the front facing camera and the rear camera at the same time. And you can see that these snaps look clearly very good and everything is perfect, and it's a very useful feature if you want to use it for fun purposes and including yourself in the photos too. And that's it guys, this was the camera review of Nokia 8, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then give this video a thumbs up. Up till next video, bye bye and peace.